Right, we finished the first 6 questions, and they were all the easy ones that you can basically just get by reading off the graph. And now we're going to get to some of the more advanced questions. Question 7, it says, in 2004, there were twice as many people in the age group 45 to 54 that had access to the internet as the 65 to 74. Well, if we just look at the age group 2004, in 45 to 54, we're looking at the green one here, the blue one here. It's about 79%. And in the age group from 65 to 74, in 2004, we're looking about 39%. And the question is there twice as many from this age group to this age group? Well, percentage-wise there is, but we actually don't know anything about the number of people. Are there twice as many? Well, only if we both questioned maybe 200 people in both groups, but we don't know how many people they questioned. We only know the proportion that had access to internet here, and the proportion that had access to internet here. So we have to say false to question 7. It's a little bit of a trick question, because we don't know how many people there were in each group that was questioned. We can't say anything about the actual number of people. We don't know how many were questioned in each category. And therefore we can't say anything really. We could say that if the number was exactly the same, then yes, we could say that the percentage was, it was almost double. Okay, what can we say then for question 8? Question 8 is access to internet increased by 30% in the 35 to 44 year age group. Let's look at the 35 to 44. There we are here. Oh, from 2000, sorry, not this data. From 2000, 35 to 44 was here about 69%. And 2007, this age group went up to about 90%, just a little bit more. So let's make our numbers nice and easy here. Let's call this 70%. So for question 8, we're going from 70% to 90%. So what is the percentage increase? We know that percentage increase, and we'll write this formula up here because we're going to use it quite a lot. Percentage increase or percentage change is the difference between the two percentages we're comparing, divided by the original one, the one that we are comparing it to, multiplied by 100%. So here we've gone from 70 to 90, so the difference would be 90 minus 70, which would be 20%, divided by the original one we're comparing it to, the one that we're going from, so it would be divided by 70, which will be approximately 30%. 0.3 as a decimal, or 30%. So true, it is true if you calculate the percentage increase. The percentage points change is only 20%, but the percentage increase, when you divide the difference, the percentage points divided by the original, the 70, you get a 30% increase in access. Then we have question 9. In 2007, the proportion of women that had access, well, we're talking about women, so we need to go back to the graph down here. In 2007, the proportion of women that had access to internet was 80% lower in the 75% plus. Well, the 75 years plus, we know, was at 10%. And in the 2007, the 45 to 54, if we look up here, we've got about 89%. So what are we comparing here? We're comparing the percentage decrease of 89 minus 10, the difference between the two, the percentage change will be the difference, divided by the one we're comparing it to, which is the 89, which is approximately 89%. We work that out as a decimal, it's 0.89, which is 89%. Multiply it all by 100 to change it into percent. So it's not 80% lower, it's 89% lower. It would be 80% lower if we just looked at the percentage points change almost, but when we change it to a percentage change, the difference divided by the one you're comparing it to, we don't get 80 anymore, we get 89%. Question 10. The proportion that has access to internet in the 75 plus years increases by about 300%. Well, we need to go back to the previous graph here and look at what's happening. The proportion that has access to internet for the 75 plus. From 2000, where it was here at this 10% level, to 2010, where we can see that it's almost at a 30% level. So we're comparing, again, a percentage increase is going to equal the difference divided by the starting value, which in this case will be 10, times 100 to take it into percent. The difference of 30 minus 10 is 20, divided by the starting value, which is 10, times 100, which is 200%. So approximately 200% increase. So we've gone from 10 to 30, which we know is triple, 3 times the percentage, but if we're looking at percentage increase, we always take away our starting value, our 10% here, so we're taking the difference dividing by the starting value, which would give a 200% increase. So that the answer to question 11 is, question 10 is false. It's not 300% increase, it's a 200% increase. Then it says, access to internet has increased more in the 75 age group than in the 16 to 24. Well, we already know what's happened in the 75 age group. We've got a 200% increase. Let's look what happens in the 16 to 24. Well, we started down here at about 55% in 2000, and for this age group we went up to almost 99%. 98, 99. So the percentage increase for the 16 to 24s will be the difference, which is 99 minus 55, divided by the starting value, which is 55. So the percentage increase is 99 minus 55 divided by 55, all multiplied by 100%. And you've got your calculators on this paper, so you can see that that ends up being approximately 80% increase. So we have an 80% increase in percentage change of the 16 to 24s, but we had a 200% increase in the 75 plus. So the one with the largest percentual increase is the older ones, because they started with such a low value down here at 10% and went up to 30. That was a 200% increase. And although the number of percentage points was higher, here we went from 55 to 99, that's 44 points here. Percentage points was 44%. The change in percent, which is when you compare it with the original, divide by the original, was only 80%. So we have to say false there to statement 11, that the change was larger, percentage change was larger for the 16 to 24-year-olds. Then we have question 12. The proportion of women that have access to internet decreases by 80% from 55 to 64. Well, if we look at the 55 to 64, the green one here, in